So another Digital Sunday Conversations, and welcome to you, but a special welcome to Melissa Perotti, who is our guest for today. I think that you have a pretty cool job. You work as an analytic translator for bol.com. And would you mind telling us a bit more about how you and your department or your team use AI and advanced analytics?
Yes, of course I can. Well, I also think I have quite a cool job within Bol. I'm an analytics or data science translator within Bol. I work in the customer service department and in, well, our team, the customer happiness team it's called, so already a good name, I would say. We are responsible for getting all the feedback out of the customer questions and use that information to improve the business processes for both our platform and the sellers. And for that we use AI. And I am responsible for, well, see where the most important priorities are and what kind of AI or data we can use. We figured out together with our team 7 steps to get from an idea to a production. And well, we already also had a quite cool story on YouTube for that if you want to see it. But what it is in summary is that, well, first of all, we need to identify where questions occur, in what kind of business processes customers have a lot of questions. And for that, we need to see if the stakeholders, which can be, for instance, the checkout page on our platform, or one of our main transporters, or maybe a very big seller, or a few smaller ones. And we need to see how they can implement our information. And for that, we need to check out what kind of data there is, what kind of models are possible, what kind of output is necessary. And yeah, there we found a way to make that happen.
Okay, so regardless of what type of stakeholder you're working with, it's kind of preset list of steps that you guys follow.
Yes, and yeah, and it depends per stakeholder which way to go, but steps are comparable. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
I think 2 points are important here. The first one is, well, on the stakeholder side, so really see where your end solution takes place. Mm-hmm. For us, for instance, we talked to the distribution team within our organization to see what kind of information they needed to improve transporting services. But that was not the end of the entire chain, because the transporters itself also needed that information. And yeah, we forgot a step there. So I think that lesson number 1 is to see what really is your end user and to see if it fits in the entire chain. And the second one is on the other side, so more the technical side. And I think it's really important to see what is your definition of success. Mm-hmm. Because, well, if you have a business focus like we have, we want to prevent customer questions from happening, which is very much a business KPI. Yeah, how to fit a data science model on that. And if your stakeholders need to actually make the actions happen with our input, yeah, are we successful when they do the actions, or are we already successful if our model is significant? And finding a balance there, I think, is really important to begin with, and not finally thinking like, hey, did we do a right job or not?
Yeah. So coming to this definition of success is, if I understand correctly, one of the very first steps that you take in the interaction with the stakeholders, at least that you have the same point of departure, to put it that way.
Yes, that, and also for ourselves, like, okay, we are successful with our stakeholders if X or Y occurred, but we are successful within our own team if we achieved something else, maybe. Well, a lot. I really believe that data science can help organizations in making their lives and also the customers' lives easier, and doing more fun stuff ourselves and letting the more boring stuff be done by computers. And I also think that there is going to be, well, growth in two ways. Firsthand, I think the technical side, I think that a lot of tools and knowledge is online and is out there, so that we can use that as data scientists or machine learning engineers, so that we can, well, maybe put a little bit less time on making new code, but putting a little bit more time on how to automate it within our new AI Vertex or whatever kind of environment. And I think for that, the knowledge shifts a little bit from statistics to IT. And I think that that's really cool. Still, the statisticians are very much necessary, but I think more and more IT knowledge besides that is necessary. And on the other hand, it's really, well, more my cup of tea, and that's the business side. I think that, well, by data science becoming more and more innovative and thus also complex, IT-ish, it also becomes more scary, I think, for business and less understandable. And I think that it is so important to have someone between that data science IT world and the business world to explain what is happening, where the value is, that it is not scary, that's really cool. And I really believe that the analytics translation or the data science translation, how I would like to call it, because it's actually translating data science, right? Into something, less scary. And I really believe that we need way more people in organizations like bol.com or any other bigger organization who does a lot with data and IT.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the entire translation between business and IT will become increasingly more important. And since I'm in a similar role myself, I really enjoy doing it as well. So I'm also looking forward to see how all roles in companies might change over time.
Yeah, I'm also, let's see in a few years, maybe look back on what happened before, and then hopefully a lot of analytics translators, etc., are in organizations.
Exactly. Well, I'm looking forward. Melissa, thank you for your thoughts and for sharing some information and shedding a light on what you do at bol.com. For those watching, if you have any questions that either I or Melissa can answer, please feel free to reach out. And Melissa, once again, thank you so much for having the time. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I also learned a bit more, so that's good.
Thank you very much for having me, and I also liked the interview.
Perfect. My pleasure.